They grew up on the farm outside of Manila, a little town called Loudon. My father grew up on that land. He was born in the 30s, so right near the end of the Depression era, so they were poor. They worked hard, instilled a lot of hard work upon the boys and the whole family. My dad was the creative one. When they built a 3-story treehouse, he was the one that devised it and engineered it. Everyone knew that he was gifted intellectually also. So he had opportunities and was given opportunities that a lot of people were not.
Hal was the first director of research at Cotton Incorporated. And Hal had already had a career as a hardcore scientist, taught microbiology, as a farmer and a ginner, a cotton breeder, a very astute businessman.
He was a mixture of all, being an academic, a scientist, and a hands-on grower. Bachelor's, master's, PhD squared, biochemistry and genetics, and he was an innovator.
He was the most gifted speaker we've had in the cotton industry that I've ever heard. Totally without notes. I'm sure he prepared and thought ahead of time, but he played a really critical role on a national stage. He was probably the first creator of sound bites. Some of his most famous were, you know when it's really cold because the merchants have their hands in their own pockets. On that, that just stays with us.
But he also knew German, he knew French, and at a late age, in his later 60s, he taught himself Hebrew. And he did this because he wanted to read the Hebrew Bible. He was proud of his family, but it was a good mix. My mom and he were a good mix for each other because she was really the soft landing spot, the compassionate, loving person that gave unconditional love to all of us. So it was a good mix for them both, especially for my dad.
He comes from very humble backgrounds, but Hal was a lifelong thinker. Even up till his last few years, he had visions for the cotton industry.
Our technology, even though it's ahead of most producing countries in the world, it's got to get up better, faster for us to continue to compete. Otherwise, we'll have to grow soybeans or sugar beets or something,
Before computers, before internet, he was the Google to a lot of people. If they had a question or a need out there, they would call me or call him, and he was always available. It was a big blow to lose an industry leader, a father, a mentor to myself, and a friend. One thing that he would not like about this induction is that he didn't get to give the presentation. He didn't get to give the jokes. He would have relished that and to seeing his friends again.